All right. Hello. Welcome to Wonder Weekly. And I'm Lucy Colangelo, and I'm excited to welcome you this week. I'm coming off of listening to I Feel Good by Pitbull. And I'm in the mood. And who else was it? He's got someone else on there I want to give credit. Featuring Anthony Watts and DJ WS. I Feel Good. Woohoo. Good times. I'm going to put that in the show notes because I just feel really awesome today. And I'm in the mood to talk curiosity. That's my jam today. We're going to get into curiosity. And so I want to share how I got here and why I'm talking about curiosity today. And I'm going to start with what we're saying on the homepage right off of ShineOnMethod.com. You're going to see that we're talking about exploring how to develop self-awareness to have unshakable personal clarity so that we can consciously create and live into becoming our best selves. And it's just a fancy way of asking you, who are you really? I'm inviting you to explore what the answers might be for you. Who are you really? Sit there and ask yourself, who am I? And I talk a lot about clarity mapping. You know that I talk a lot about clarity mapping, and you're going to hear me talk a lot about it because that's the thing that helped me. And that's the heart and soul of the ShineOn method is being in inquiry, being in this unbounded game of life and asking these questions so that we can really go deeper and really understand ourselves. And I truly believe that that's what's at the heart and soul of living a great life and being satisfied and happy and fulfilled and all that good stuff. So I'm always signing off saying love becoming, and I'm always talking clarity map. And clarity mapping is just really a fancy way of teaching people how to get curious about themselves and get curious about how to answer that question of who are they? Because I believe curiosity is a superpower. In your life, if you're curious about who you are, what does it mean to you to be at your best, to be showing up in life fully present and fully as yourself, empowered, and all that means. This is where it's at. This is the thing that I wish for anyone that comes into the world that I'm creating here with ShineOn. And gets into that investigator mind, gets into that curious beginner mind with me to try to figure out and unravel what's going to unlock that for them. So a lot of people talk to me about how that doesn't really seem like it's important, or that you should know that already, these types of things. And to me, it is critical. Being able to say, I know who I am, this is who I am, is powerful. And it takes you places in your life, and it unlocks things for you. I'm sitting here launching a YouTube channel and a company and a brand and a product and all these things. And I don't think I saw this in me 5 years ago. I don't think I was the person that I am today if I hadn't stayed curious, stayed in the game, looking to unlock what those answers might be for me. So knowing who you are and being curious, like actually being in that curiosity. I have no idea where this is going to take me, and I'm absolutely cool with that. I'm totally okay. I'm very much showing up for it. Let's do this. Let's see where it goes. Because I feel like we need some structure and some support around being curious, because it seems so elusive and out there, and why is it important and all this type of thing. So I feel like being in that journey of being curious, of unraveling this mystery, of figuring out, unlocking ourselves, unlocking our potential, catching glimpses of what the answers might be. It's really, I feel, what gets you in the game and really takes your life to another level. I truly believe that it's doing that for me, showing up here and being as what is it? I don't even know. I'm just so willing. I'm interested. I'm ready to go, and I believe in all the wonder and magic and just awesomeness that's lying dormant inside of people. And I want to help them. I want to help them find their way to themselves in the best way possible. So Curiosity, it's the superpower. I promise you, if you stay curious, if you don't give up on that, if you don't, I want to say it in a better way, believe that the answers are inside of you. They're not to be found externally in the world. Experiences and inspiration can be found out there, but the actual answers and navigating to that deep clarity, that comes from within. So who are you really? I know it can be a scary question too. I know that we might be armored up and we might be uh, possibly even hijacked in ourselves and in our minds. And so that's why I've created ShineOn. I want to bring structure and support to this process. If you're here, there's something inside of you that's got you curious. There's something that's got you saying, I actually really don't know who I am. And I think I need some help. I'd like to explore that. And we welcome you. This is exactly a great place to be if you're looking to get into personal inquiry and get curious and get to know yourself better. So we know that it can be scary, but we also know that it can be super fun. So we want to bring you in and welcome you and acknowledge that and just applaud you for being curious to come this far. So this is what I'm offering, is a gentler ride into this unlocking adventure and this learning of who that, what those answers are and who you possibly could be. It's the question. It's what I feel like for a lot of us, if we don't already have the answer, that's our job. That's your priority, is getting curious about that. That will lead to the answer. That will be the connection to everything else. It will be that link that gets you there. And for me, it's been my favorite question my whole life to ask people. I am fascinated by how people discover their talents and gifts and skills and their passions, how they unlock themselves. There's some brilliant stories out there, and it's my favorite question ever. So I'm not surprised that in the arc of my life, in this journey so far, I have always been super curious about people and I've always loved their stories. So it's no mystery that I'm here and creating this and wanting to bring you along with me. So I like to take a look at what it means to be curious in your day-to-day life. And I have like a really simple example that I wrote out for myself. And I was sitting here and I was saying to myself, well, how well do you really know yourself? Like, how well do I really know myself? And one example that came up, it's come up in the last year. You may notice that my hair is a lot shorter than it used to be. And it's really interesting because it sounds like a very simple, maybe for some people, oh, your hair, that's a vain thing, it might be a vanity thing. Well, I'd like to just share the story and you guys can make up your mind for yourselves. So for the longest time, probably my whole adult life, I have really loved long hair, and I've always had long past my shoulders hair, varying lengths, but that's what I always had. And it was something that was kind of an automatic. I just wanted to have long hair. And it's a funny conversation to have with my hairdresser because it was never, oh, shorter, shorter, shorter. There was this one little episode after I had my son. I chopped off all my hair then, but I just grew it right back. I was like, long hair, that's like the feminine, that's like a look of beauty and all this type of thing. And then I remember venturing into the question of who am I really? And I remember being in the mirror and being like, is this hair really me? Is this what looks good? Like, is this flattering to me? Is that what, is this the best that I could look? And it's not about vanity. It's just about presenting myself as my best self, feeling comfortable in my skin, feeling like myself. And when I look in the mirror, seeing myself in a way that I can just say, yeah, this is me. This is who I am. And so over the last year, I've gone on this little adventure of constantly going to the hairdresser and cutting off another couple, 4 or 5 inches, whatever it would be, and changing the shape. And the back is a lot shorter. And I barely have a ponytail now. It's kind of funny, but it's just a simple example of an automatic thing in my life for years, for decades, that was just, no, that's long hair is who I am. And I never questioned it, never went deeper. never explored it. And then I realized, no, I want to be a little more curious about what's more flat, like, who I am, how do I really, embrace that and present myself that way. So I guess I wanted a little shorter haircut, more energy, more movement. And that's more like me. And I can really say, okay, this is like, I'm closer. I'm not quite there yet. I'm not like really all fired up and happy with it, but I'm getting there. And it's a fun exploration journey process. And I think anybody can relate to that, because I think sometimes we make these automatic decisions and we're not really aware that we're making them. And that was one for me. So being curious about what it might look like for me to have a more flattering, more me kind of hairstyle took me into this journey of who am I really, and who is Lucy? What kind of energy do I want to present? What's the vibe? How do I want to come across? All this type of thing. So it's been a fun exploration. And I'll see where it goes. You can keep watching. I mean, I don't know from one week to the next what'll be happening up top here, but we'll see. And it's something for you to try on. See what kind of automatic decisions are you making in your life, and could you go deeper and get a little more curious? And if listening to me talk about my hair has caused you to think about possibly something else that you're doing in your life, uh, just sort of run the parallels, see what the example, what matches up, what syncs up, what could you tweak or change, or what are you going to get curious about and explore, and what's possible, kind of stretch a little and see what comes up for you. Because I know for sure it's scary. I know people get in their heads a little bit about what this is, and they don't see that they can have fun with it. But there's also the group of people that I've met that talk about how getting into this place of knowing yourself, there's this gift on the other side of that. Being able to say, hey, I really know who I am. There's something that comes along with that might surprise you, and that's self-acceptance. Once you really know yourself, you can be like, hey, I know, like I can say that I'm at a place right now where I really do know myself to a certain level. Like if I was to say which phase I identify in, and you'll see that I have a phase finder on my website on ShineOnMethod.com that you can download for free and take the assessment and see which phase are you in. There's 3 of them. There's discovery, clarity, and mastery. And I'm in that mastery phase. So I kind of feel like I can say, I really do know myself. And so I do feel like I am self-accepting. I'm accepting of myself. I like who I am. I like who I'm becoming, and I like where this is taking me. So I feel like that's empowering and special and worth it. It's worth doing the work to have that kind of energy, to have this unshakable kind of personal clarity. It's important. It's the game changer for me. But what I've heard from people, I've had this conversation, I've even listened to a video where Tim Ferriss and Brene Brown talk about it, where complacency and self-acceptance, people feel like, oh, if you're accepting of yourself, then you're just not going to care or be lazy or not be motivated and all this sort of thing. And oh, I feel like a visual is needed. And I just want to see where I put my whiteboard. See, I really wanted to get into this today. Oh, here it is. All right, so I have my whiteboard. No, right? I want to doodle. I feel like doodling. So you've heard of Venn diagrams, right? Let's see how I can do here. So we have complacency, and I can't talk and write at the same time, and self-acceptance, right? Like they're 2 circles. I don't think they meet. I don't think that they cross. You know what? That didn't really work for me, but it's going to be what it's going to be. I don't re-record these things. Anyway, you see 2 circles, they don't cross, they don't intersect. In the Venn diagram thing, sometimes you see that there's overlap. I don't believe that when you have self-acceptance, you become complacent in your life. I think that it actually does the opposite. I think when you can say that you know who you are, I think it makes you unstoppable, unshakable, and unstoppable, because you know what you're here for, you know who you are, and like you're just ready to go, you know? And there's just something special about people. I mean, I'm sure you can think of people in your life right now that, hey, they really know who they are. There's something special about them, and it's a quality that we all magnetize to and gravitate to, and it's appealing and it's attractive because it's something that I think enhances the quality of your life and where you're heading in life. It enlivens and inspires you. So people who know who they are really do accept themselves, that they do not lose the motivation and check out or something. I believe it's the very thing that takes them into the real game of life. Like, I know for me, when I started doing clarity mapping, because I was in my world at the time, I was like, what am I here for? Like, I felt like I wasn't here for as long a ride as I knew that I couldn't take for granted my life, and that at any moment it could cut short. There's many reminders around me constantly, even with my own health and different things along the way, that were pointing out that at any moment, that's it. They could be putting the date at the after the dash, like 1976 dash could be done. The deal could be done. My ride here could be over. So did I make the most of it? Was I here for all of it? And did I really show up as myself? Uh, you know, did I process through and get to that point? And I think that it is our life's journey to come into this world. And I think that your life goes and takes on a new meaning when you get into this work and find out what those answers are for you. So curiosity, it's your superpower. It really is. Sitting there and asking yourself, who am I really, is something very special, and it can take you for a really enjoyable journey. Especially if you're with us, if you're taking that journey with us, I invite you to learn clarity mapping, learn how to answer that question. Visit ShineOnMethod.com and get yourself a copy of the phase finder. You can get started there, and we'll take you through finding out your phase, learning a little bit more about your phase, and then offering the clarity mapping and the ShineOn experience. So if you're on the page, there's somewhere on ShineOnMethod.com that you can find more information about the ShineOn experience. And in there's some really juicy stuff. We've got a toolkit for you. You can start a playbook. There's more on the phase finder. And then there's the actual clarity mapping experience, like the course inside of the experience. And there's also a membership included with the collective. So we're all working in this work together, being curious and working our own clarity maps, working our own playbooks, and really getting into the game of life and really getting into understanding who we are and who we're becoming. It's so fun and it feels so good. And I really want you to know that that's out there and it's available. And it's something that I'm dedicated to investigating and exploring and coming up with more and more tools for all of our collective members. So there's always something coming up that can help enhance your experience in your journey. And it really is time to get curious and have some fun. I really believe that it can be fun. I know it can also be scary, but it can also be fun. So it feels good to have you here. If it feels good for you to be here, come join us, be in this energy. Thank you for coming along. And I promise you, it's possible for this to be a good time. So until next time, my wish for you is that you stay curious and absolutely, absolutely love who you're becoming. Mwah. We'll see you later. Bye.